So great to have you. Congrats on the IPO. Talk to us about the proceeds and where you want to use the money to invest in the future.
Well, going IPO has been really a great opportunity for a brand like Olaplex because if you look at our results, as you have correctly pointed out, we are very strong. Our team is ready. It's a great place for us to gain exposure with the trade and end consumers and ultimately to help us retain and recruit talent and give us financial optionalities, down the road, should we need to expand into adjacency or in any other options that we may choose to go after.
You had a significant jump in your stock price since going public today, and really a valuation of about $16 billion. Are you surprised at all? Are you concerned about the market that we're operating in?
I think what it shows us is that hair is no longer a moment, but a movement. When you look at during the pandemic, a lot of people were looking at self-care and healthcare, and really hair benefited from it. And what happened was, as we are coming out of COVID, even though, I know we are still in some of it, the thick of it, but what people are realizing is when they took care of their hair and their hair looked great and it made them feel good, it really continued, and a lot of the customers who are in that space continue to stay with us.
So a lot of times when we talk about companies and the competition here, we talk about how you sort of fend off competition or at least keep them at bay. JuE, sort of what do you do, I guess, to make sure that folks look at Olaplex as sort of the primary option, if not the only option?
Well, if you think about it, we are really one of the few hair care brands, if not the only hair care brand, that really honed in on patents, on performance that is proven, and potent formulations that truly is a hair care technology system that kind of reinstates your hair to its healthiest state possible. And given that kind of an attributes and equity, consumers tend to be very enamored with it because they can see results in the first application.
What about some of the supply chain bottlenecks and the higher input costs? Are you facing any?
That's a really great question. And because if you look at Olaplex, we have a very tight assortment and we control our relationships with our manufacturers, our vendors, and our raw material suppliers. Given that kind of a relationship, we have been able to keep ourselves ahead of the curve and continue to serve up very good customer service to our retailers and our end consumers.
So you had jumped quite a bit in terms of your sales in the first half of this year. Can you sustain this growth rate going into next year?
I think what is very encouraging is if you look at the entire hair care category, it's growing faster than any other of the category, whether it's in skincare, color, or fragrance. And we believe that given our clinical functionality and our high performance, we will continue to serve the consumer, which is documented that 91% of consumer actually does something to damage their hair. And given that we repair, strengthen, and protect hair, we have an equity that people are searching out for.
I have seen the prices, and from what I can tell, people right now are indeed willing to pay for a product that works. What, though, is your pricing power? Are you passing on more costs to the consumer?
No, we actually have kept our price unchanged since we started as a company in 2014, and it's priced at an entry-level prestige price point. And the reason why we did that is we believe that healthy-looking hair should be available to everyone who really wants a high performance, are willing to pay a premium for it, but not at a price where they cannot afford it.
So it's interesting because you just went public, but given the growth rate you're presenting ahead of you and the market opportunity, do you want to still go it alone, or would you consider a sale at some point or other partnerships?
I think it's really early stage. This is really the first day for us going, in public. We really want to look at all the opportunities before us, really assess, what demand is like, and then where else can we really play? I think that's important. Staying focused, doing what we do best, which is hair care, is really the mandate that I will give myself and ask my team to also take after.
Where else do you want to play?
I think at this time, really just in hair care, the white space and the headroom is just so huge.